Go.
What's going on, everybody? This is AJ Capasso here with Coventry Circle Paranormal, and I'm here with my good friend.
Robin from Huffern Paranormal.
And you're watching another episode of Talking with the Source. Real quick announcements before we talk about the amazing guests we have on today. We just want to make a big announcement and let everyone know that we are officially sponsored and a part of Global United Paranormal Foundation. We want to thank them all so much for the opportunity, as well as Paratech Laboratories, which will be releasing. It's going to be a game changer for paranormal equipment. Super proud of all the guys over at Global and everything. What's up, Brian? Love you, my brother.
Hi, Brian.
And we're just super pumped for the future and for what's to come, for talking with the source, but better yet, our Parapost crew and what Parapost is going to be doing soon. If you haven't heard of Parapost, I tell you what, you better head over
Get over and check them out.
Yeah, you better head over and check it out at www.parapost.net is the website. It's also available on iOS and Android. But better yet, if you like paranormal and you like paranormal podcasts, Parapost Network Central on Facebook is the home of amazing paranormal podcasts. It's where we are streaming live right now from. So head over there. We got a great community that believes in para unity. Great community of people. If you like live investigations, head over there. And like our buddy Brian that you see on the screen, who just commented, hey guys, he is the founder, and is also a part of an amazing group on Paraflix. He is on Huntophobia, so check him out on Paraflix. We want to give a shout out to PD Region Paranormal, our good friends. And we also would like to give out a shout out to Paranormal Consultant, another great friend of ours, part of our Parapost crew. And we want to give a shout out to our friends from the Down Under, Night Watchers Paranormal out of Australia. And also, like I said before, give a shout out to our sponsor and great friends over at Global United Paranormal Foundation.
Absolutely.
Paratech Laboratories, like I just said, they will be releasing soon. And man, you're going to want to check out the stuff that comes out, which we will be putting up stuff for you to hear about it the minute it does, because we're super excited for these game-changing, equipment in the paranormal field that no one has done before. It's kind of weird to say that, but let me tell you, from what I've heard so far, you're going to love it, honestly. Not only that,
Hey,
we
Matt.
want to give it to FCD Ghost Boxes in the UK. You can check them out at www.fcdboxes.co.uk. That's our sponsor. We had them on 2 shows ago. Definitely check out our past shows, learn more about it. But better yet, dude, today I want to let you announce our guest, because we have an amazing person on right now. He's from the group uh Pasadena Paranormal. And go ahead, Robin. I'll let you introduce him.
Yes, it's a guy I've been friends with on YouTube and Facebook now for a while. Jared Tracy. He runs Pasadena Paranormal. If you're going to check his page out on any of the social medias, it's Jared Tracy Pasadena Paranormal. So if you want to check him out, have a look. He's great investigations, great methods, and an all-round nice guy.
Absolutely. Well, let's bring him in.
Bring him in.
What's up, Jared?
Hey, Jared.
What's up, folks? How are y'all?
How's it going?
How's it going?
Happy Saturday to everybody.
Happy Saturday, right? Definitely better than a Monday. Quite not.
Definitely. Definitely.
Right?
Although I am getting work like a dog over here on this Saturday, but I'd rather be home working instead of at work.
Get it, man.
So
again, feel you, man. I've been dreading the spring cleanup now as it gets closer.
Yeah. Well, it's here now. It's here now in Pasadena. I can tell you that.
Oh, you ain't lying there, my friend. Well, listen. First question I wanted to ask was, So how many people are in Pasadena Paranormal, man? Because I know I thought I was going to maybe meet a couple of them, because I have seen, obviously, I don't want to give it away to our viewers if they haven't seen it, but I'll let you explain. Tell us a little bit about what your team's about. And just a little bit about you guys and yourself.
Well, the team consists of the original founders of the team were me and Brent Smith. Me and Brent have been doing this for about 25 years, since we were 16.
Okay.
Brent lives in South Carolina, so he doesn't make all the investigations. But when he does, he takes the 8-hour drive up, investigates, and we're up until 4:30 in the morning, and he leaves at 8:30 in the morning for the next 8 hours back down to South Carolina. So boy is dedicated. I mean, the boy is dedicated. Hey, Cornish, what's up? We got Ed Harden. Ed has been in the paranormal field for 8 years. He's our sensitive. Ed has he has got the extra feelies, the tangle guys out there going around. And we got that guy in there, and Jackie, my fiance, is the fourth member. She's the case manager. She looks up most of the history and tells me the places to go. She's also becoming an excellent investigator. Just a few weeks ago, we did a public ghost tour, and Brent and Ed couldn't make it. And it was only me and Jackie took an entire group by herself and led the entire group, and she did a hell of a job.
They are. That's what you want, isn't it? That's what you want.
Yeah, she's doing very good.
I'm gonna tell you what, like, I honestly thought that she was an expert just by some of the pictures I've seen, she's taken. She's like, she's got the whole professionalism down, my friend.
Well, she's very good at taking pictures, She also has a travel channel on the road. She started a travel channel because she loves photography and videos.
Oh, that is awesome.
And that's one of the best things to be in when you're.
Yeah. Definitely. Hey, plug her thing in, or channel in if she's got one, or wherever she posts that stuff.
Yep, it's on the road. It's on YouTube. It's in my community. If you go to our YouTube channel, if you go to the community tab, Jackie's channel's in there.
Okay, cool.
Excellent.
Cool. So, Jared, not Jared. Robin, go ahead. You can go next, because I know you have something you wanted to ask first.
I was just going to ask you about some of the equipment that you actually use, Jared, because obviously, as paranormal groups, we all tend to use, most paranormal investigators will have a K2. Most will have a voice recorder and stuff like this. But I've seen some of the things. I mean, for instance, I was going to ask you about was it the Benson house you were at? The Benson. Yes. And you were doing the investigation. You had some kind of a spirit box thing there. What was that you were using?
Well, our spirit box that we use is a SB7 that we detuned. That we take out. I took the antenna out, you can't fully detune a spirit box.
Yeah.
Anywhere, if you're close to an FM tower, you're still going to get some RF coming through, but it's going to eliminate a lot. You can't eliminate AM frequency with a detuned box, but ours is detuned, and we have a noise gate. I know a lot of people like to use the portal, and that thing's expensive. So what we did is we bought a $30 noise gate pedal, turned it from AC voltage to being powered by a battery, and we plug it in line with our inline speaker.
Dude, that's awesome. That is
so $30, you got yourself basically a portal speaker.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Hey,
some of the responses out of it were amazing as well.
Oh, yeah. We also use the Echovox, and a lot of people don't use that anymore. Like I said, we were doing this for 25 years. We took a little bit, 5-6 years off, but Danny, Big Beard Studios, has created the Echovox a few years back, and what it is a app-based technology that has a echo loop, continuous echo loop through the speaker and the microphone, and a random phoneme not database, but just chatter.
Yep.
It's a book that was read, audio book that was read and reversed and chopped into 0.336 milliseconds. Each word was chopped and thrown in there. So to get a word, that's almost impossible. And we're getting full sentences. So it's like, how's this working?
Yeah, no.
Sometimes you got to do these things like that. You get great responses because you can then, like you say, it's hard to get anything through it. So if you get a couple of words or a sentence, it's like, well, there you are.
Well, wait, these guys see what episode 4 has. I'll just say,
you can't just say that without telling us, Jared. Come on,
I'll tell you one thing. We're using the Echovox again, and the people in the mansion that we were at took care of dogs, setters, and they let us know that they took care of setter dogs. They said it. And the guy came through and said, "I miss my dogs. Where are my pups?" In one sentence.
Wow. That's awesome.
In one sentence.
That's awesome.
Goosebumps right now.
If that wasn't right there tell you, like, as an indicator that something of intelligence is talking to you, then I don't know what will show you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's what I tell these folks. Like, we do a lot of historical locations, like museums and places that the general public can go visit during the day and do these, historical tours. So when we're telling our point of contacts, like, hey, these are things that are getting, caught by this, and it's in your historic ledger. I can't program this thing to say this,
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it blows their minds.
You're right. I just want to revert back to what you said before, just so any of our viewers who don't know what the PSB7, the detuned PSB7 you were talking about, it actually is how Ghost Adventures was using their spirit box, their PSB7. It's the reason why you never heard any type of radio chatter, you never heard anything come through except for when a spirit would respond. And basically, like he said, you take out that antenna. It's very, not that hard to do to completely detune it. You will obviously pick up some stuff if you are close to a tower, like he said, but it is very rare. It is very rare because I've done it on one of mine. And I tell you what, it makes spirit box communication tougher, but it gives you more validation knowing that this is something manipulating that frequency. And also to just touch real quick on the Echovox, check it out. Who haven't checked it out? I believe it's is it still $9.99?
It's $19.99. I would get it if you have an Apple phone. I would not do that. I would get it on a tablet.
There you go.
Google tablet. If you have a Google tablet at the house, there is no issues with the software.
Excellent.
But it's the best $19.99 I've ever spent.
Oh no, I love it, man. I think it's a great app. I mean, it's one of the Pikachu. What's up, Pikachu? Gotta catch them all, I guess, But anyway. But no, like you were saying, man, I love that app. That app has been around for a while now, and Big Beard Studios, they did a great job with it. They really did, and they also keep it pretty goodly updated too, from as long as they've had it out, which is nice.
Yeah, Danny stepped away from the field for a little bit, but he's back, so that's a good thing. I know he has some troubles with the iOS database.
Hey, Three
Souls, what's up? But the Google and the Android, top notch. It's the best app on the market, I think.
Yeah.
And
no, totally agree.
When we're on investigation and we're trying to get answers for a place, you don't have time to waste. I don't want to use anything else. I just go straight to it.
Yeah.
Well,
No, hey, I don't blame you. I really don't. I mean, why not, right? And plus audio to them, to the spirits. I mean, you're definitely going to you're definitely going to get something if something is there willing to speak with you,
Oh, definitely.
Robin, did you have a question? Because I know you
No.
want to, you look like you're ready to
yeah,
talk, so.
no, I was just going to ask you because while we're on the subject of that Benson Hammond house, I've watched that video quite a few times now, and I was wanting to ask you if you noticed or if you can debunk when you were doing the session in night vision with the spirit box, and I think it was in a room. Was it near a piano or something like that?
No, there's no piano there. It was
There was some kind of unit, but there was a doorway behind you, and there is a definite shadow that moves across the door. And I don't know if it was someone from your crew, but honestly, it is so clear.
Yeah, if you're what was it episode 1? The episode 1 in the investigation series, because if that's the case, there's only 2 people there.
I think it was episode 1. I think it's about it's between 5 and 8 minutes into the video, because I time stamped it in my head because I remember seeing it. And I tell you, you're standing looking at the camera, and there's a doorway behind you, like as if it's going down a hallway. And on the white wall, you can clearly see as if a figure has literally walked across.
Oh,
you can see the shadow.
It wouldn't surprise me at all with that place, because in that same little hallway, you got a door here and a door here, right? Is that what you're saying? The one that has the door right back to like a little vestibule area going upstairs, right in that same area. I seen something that I've never seen before, and it was like how at the end of an old movie that the film would flick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the film. I turned around this way, and I knew it wasn't, from the camera, but I seen with my own eyes a little face pop and then pop again. And I was like, what? And that was in that doorway. And the messed up thing is I wasn't the only one to see that. Ed saw it earlier in the evening.
Oh, wow.
Right. Do you want to quickly explain to the viewers as well just where that house is?
Oh, that house is that's in Linthicum Heights. What's up, Sean? How are you? Linthicum Heights, Maryland. It was built in 1823. It is the only standing structure from the Timber Ridge era, which was a farming town. There was 3 main houses. So if you're watching that session that's in there with the spinning wheel and it says all 3 homes come back, there were 3 main homes. 2 of them are gone. Right. That's the only one standing still. So
right.
Oh, wow.
Well, if you can at some point after this podcast, if you can just have a quick look at that. I'm sure it's like somewhere between 5 and 8 minutes in.
5 and 8 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, you're standing literally in front of this doorway, and there is literally a black shadow that comes along the wall. And I thought myself, it might be because I've been there when someone of your party, and you don't actually realize it's them, and you see a shadow, and you think, what the hell was that? And then when you watch it back, you think, I know what that was. You know what I mean? But honestly, it's so clear, the figure on it.
That's a good possibility, like I said, but I will check it out. I actually have it written down right here on my paper.
Yeah.
We are in the paranormal dungeon right now. This is my
dude, I love it. I love it.
This is where I do my work. I got all my editing video software stuff here. I got all this stuff. I got the schedule for us.
Dude, perfect paranormal man cave. Let me just tell you.
And the thing is, Jackie created this for me. I came in from work one day. I was like, wow, I got a paranormal office.
Right? That's awesome. That's awesome. Jared, I wanted to ask you, so tell me, man, what was your first experience that got you into the paranormal? How old were you? Like, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, that was it was very I think it happened for a reason. And I think it happened so I could do what I'm doing now. But when I was 14 years old, I found my father dead with a needle in his arm.
Sorry to
And
hear that.
yeah, and he was, things happen.
Yeah.
But he was buried, and I would go to the grave, and I would clean the grave off, and clean the headstone off and everything, and all. Every weekend, go, Dad, how you doing? Yada yada. Being a religious person that I am, I always wondered what happened to Dad. Did he? How is he? How's he doing? Is he in a bad place? Is he in a good place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he still
was-
about that kind of thing?
I was 16 years old, and I'm sitting there cleaning the headstone off, and I just got my license, and I got a 25th anniversary Mustang, and
Wow. Nice.
my dad's first car was a 64 and a half Mustang, which was the first one. Right.
Nice.
So we shared a like of Mustangs, and I looked up, and he was standing on the back of my quarter panel by the gas tank, leaning up against the car, and he went, and
Wow.
when that happened, I was like, what? And then it was gone. And from that point on, I was like, I have to figure out what the hell just happened there.
Yeah. Dude, I completely understand. Like, because I lost my father in 2020, and it was an unexpected heart attack. And I had just gotten off the phone with him, and it was devastating. And I can't imagine how bad it could have been for someone at 16 years old. And I'm 33, going to be 34 this year, and it was terrible at 31. So
Yeah.
I never knew what it was like. People say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry for your loss. We say that a bunch of times, especially if we have friends that have lost parents. But until you really lose a parent, you don't know that pure devastation. But on a better note, what I wanted to say to you was, how amazing was it that you got to see him? And in that moment, I mean, for me, I would have been like, "Where'd you go? Come back. Wait, I just,
Believe me. Believe me, I have tried. I've tried ever since. But it hasn't happened. But I think it was just
in a moment like that, I can only think that there'd be so many questions to ask, isn't it? It's like, like you say, unfortunately for you, it was like he was there, then he was gone. But it's like, if you happen to look up and he's standing there, and you sort of, you do the, rub your eyes thing and look again, or maybe turn away. It's, I mean, if the person, aka your dad, was still there, it's like the first thing in my mind would be, I love you, Dad. But then it'd be like, so many questions, isn't it? It's like,
hey, how are you standing there? Can you tell me?
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought of that question. I would have been like, well, where you been? Like, yeah. That's funny though.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, our dads must be looking down laughing at this conversation,
Yeah, he's probably like, yeah, I remember doing that too.
Yeah, right. They're probably laughing to each other, going, "Hey, how'd you freak your son out?"
he's probably actually saying, "I'll get you again when you least expect it."
Yeah.
And Dad's sitting there like, look what I did. I turned him into this.
Yeah. There you go.
But it's in all honesty, I obviously haven't lost a parent yet, thank God. But it must be a harrowing experience, and but to know that person is what people say is all right. Obviously, where I'm coming from. It's hard to actually, because people will turn around and say, well, they're not all right. They're, but to know that person is obviously happy. Is obviously looking down and looking after you, and you know what I mean.
I mean, people don't understand. I mean, and a lot of it is from a false belief in a religious system that, and believe me, I'm ultra religious. I love my Lord and Savior.
Absolutely.
But ain't none of us going to heaven until he comes back. It says it right there in the Bible. So when we die, we don't go to heaven. We go to a holding place. A transition period, if you will. We don't go to the seat until the sun comes, you know. And I think that's what we get when you get these folks that are asking, or when we're on investigation and we're stuck. Help us, because they don't understand where they're at.
Yeah,
That's why
I
we
agree.
go in and we try to tell these folks that we're communicating with, it's fine. Keep your faith. You're at where you're supposed to be right now. Keep your faith until he comes. You'll be fine. You know, we do that on every investigation, every ending investigation. Keep your faith. Jesus is coming. You'll be able to move on soon. And you know, with the theory that time doesn't exist to them, they should be able to do that, you would think.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know, it's fun. I mean, you know, one thing that I always say too, like when I'm talking to someone about the paranormal, and it took me, I still have a hard time with this, but you know, I try to like think of the spirit world, and I kind of relate it to like what we have gone through. But then again, it's like we have to constantly remember like that dimension or that plane or that world is completely different. Just like you said with time, like there's no time. It's not linear like it is here, you know? So when I say, if I'm, you know, not paying attention and I'm like, oh yeah, guys, I'm going to do a session on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. They're like, yeah, all right, cool. See you then. We don't know when that
we'll
is.
Be there. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll be there, you know, but,
right, whatever.
But I think a lot of us forget about that sometimes when we're out on investigations, because when I watch certain people, they'll say things and I start thinking to myself, like, I think we're looking at this in the wrong way. We're thinking about this in a human perspective, you know? So, but I like how you said that time is not,
I did it one time in one of my videos, like, you know, must be a couple of years ago now. I hadn't long started, and I was, well, I heard about this abandoned pub that had come up, not too far from me, and I thought, right, I'm going to go and do this. And I goes into the pub, and yeah, it was abandoned. The front door was lying open. It was like just walk straight in. So I was then, and I was having a look around, making sure there was no homeless, anything like that there. And upstairs, what would be the staff living quarters, was like at the top of the stairs was like a creepy long corridor with these rooms off it. And I got this real heavy feeling. And I thought to myself, I got a funny feeling we're going to see something here. So what I did was I went back downstairs. I started the investigation on camera. And I kept playing in my mind. And I thought, I'm going to set a locked off camera up there. But I'd picked up on this spirit that was downstairs. And I was trying to communicate. And I actually found myself saying, like, hold on, give me 10 minutes to go and set this camera up. I'll come back. And I'm thinking to myself, hold on a minute, you know, 10 minutes could be 2 hours for them.
They're standing there like, what are you talking about? What is that?
Keep an eye, come on.
Side note, has anybody ever watched the new series Ghosts on CBS?
No.
You have got to watch it. It's a comedy. It's great. It's got different period ghosts behind it, and the woman can see them because she had a near-death experience. Right, so we're on it's a comedy. It makes you laugh, and we're on investigation. And I'm sitting there, and my fiance Jackie just breaks out and laughing, in nowhere, like out of nowhere, like laughing. I'm like, "The hell happened to you? You possessed? I mean, what the fuck? What's going on?" She's like, "No, I just thought as when we're sitting there doing this spirit box session, all the ghosts standing around us, like on on the show trying to get in and talk to us.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's crazy.
I do-
You gotta watch it.
I have a friend
Hello.
that's been out, and I haven't had the chance to, but I tell you what, it sounds like a great show, though. To be honest, it does.
I watched it the whole time with a smile on my face. You know,
Oh, I gotta check it out then.
that's a good show. That
Wait,
anytime you can
wait,
smile is a good.
what was the name of it again?
Ghosts.
Oh, it was just called Ghost, and you
Ghosts.
said it was on what?
Yep.
What?
CBS. Yep.
CBS.
It's on
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
Thursday
Same
at
one that I'm
9
thinking
o'clock.
of.
Thursday
Nice.
at
Okay,
9
cool.
on CBS. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, but Jackie broke into laugh because she thought about all the ghosts that were on the comedy show. Remember, she's still.
Oh man, that's funny. I gotta check it out because I guarantee a lot of everyone that I talk to that have told me about the show has said that like
Yeah.
it's so relatable to what we do. Like
Oh,
but
it
it's
is.
funny.
It is.
You know.
Like it is. It's so relatable. The husband can't see him, but she can, right? The wife can.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there watching basketball, and the husband's like, "Is he there?" Like one of the ghosts likes to watch basketball with the husband, and the husband asks the wife,
Yeah.
"Is he there?" And she's like, "Yeah, he's here."
Yeah.
And he's like, "High five!"
Awesome.
He tries to high five the ghost, and he asks the wife if they high fived, and she's like, "Yeah, you got him."
Oh my gosh, it's too funny.
Pretty cool.
Good
stuff.
Jared, I wanted to ask you, out of all your guys' investigations that you guys have done and are so I'll just say the ones right now. If I don't know if there's any that you don't have on YouTube at the moment, but all the ones that are on at the moment, okay, if there is some that aren't on YouTube at the moment, what was your most intense one in your opinion?
Intense
Activity wise or whatever.
Yeah, so my favorite location is the Benson Hammond house, only because we get so much interaction. But if you watch episode 3, part 1, that was the first time that place has ever been investigated, and it was like they were crawling on top of each other to try to get through to talk. Like it was like
you were saying,
wow.
It was like they were like, "No, it's my turn. It's my turn. No, you know." And the feeling, like, we didn't have an escort that night. We were allowed to stay as late as we wanted to. This was the home of Commodore Isaac Mayo.
Oh wow.
An awesome historic location dating back to 1724. So
wow.
We were able to no escort, no anything. It was just so intense. And when we walked in there, just a static feel, and I knew it was going to be a good night. And it was. I mean, I got goosebumps thinking about that night right now. The interactions on that, man, especially knowing that Commodore Isaac Mayo was said to commit suicide, but I don't think that he did. He told us he didn't. But he had a British accent. And coming through the Echovox, it said it was 2 black people in a British accent.
Wow.
The Echovox didn't have a British accent. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that I really look for, because I like. Okay, so with Coventry Circle Paranormal, the group that I have, I went from being the traditional, investigator, researcher that I wanted to. How are you, Parasolo?
What up,
Parasolo?
I started.
That's another AAP raid.
Good to see you guys, AAP. Thank you for checking it out. But Jared, what I was saying was, one of the things was I went from being like a traditional, investigator researcher where I would go and do, full-fledged, like, investigations and stuff like that, which I still do. But my main thing that I've switched to in the past few years is the spirit communication aspect, because one of the things I look for with using spirit boxes and frequencies and different ways of communication from 1950 styles to all the way up to what we have now, like the apps, Echovox, stuff like that. I always look for that vocal tone or that those accents or whatever. Like, and if you ever record you should. I mean, from a spirit box session, when you listen to the whole entire session from beginning to end, it's they're like telling a story almost, you know, like you're having a conversation, you know, throughout the whole thing. And it's amazing when you're truly connecting. So,
no, and we don't go in and provoke or anything. We always try to be as respectful as we can until we're disrespected. And I think that's why we get so much interaction. But
absolutely,
like you were saying, we were doing the Howard County Historical a few years back, not episode 2's investigation, but a few years back. And that place was very big in the War of 1812 around here. And the British soldiers in the War of 1812 had German Hessian soldiers, that they hired to come help them. And we were talking about the War of 1812, and I have an EVP where it says Guten Zeit. Now, anybody that knows German, I don't until we found out. I'm an Irish boy from Pasadena. I don't speak German. Guten Zeit
I've
means
heard that word, but I don't speak either. Yeah, I could.
It means good time. So the German Hessian soldier thought that the War of 1812, and you could hear the vocal tone and the accent, and you could tell that was a German saying good time. And
that's awesome.
You know, we didn't hear it with our ears. That was just straight EVP.
That's awesome. You know, and it's so crazy because you constantly get people that always say, we were just having this conversation with our last guest on Tuesday, Brian John and Brian Laverty and Lex Anderson. And I tell you, we were saying how people always say, how come they always speak in English, you know? And it's funny because literally, like, we've done experiments and now you've had this experience, you know, this just goes to prove that they don't always speak in English. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the reasons in the theory is because of the spirit, you know, in spirit form knows our consciousness and knows how to relate to us in our form of communication. But then again, like you said, like, you know, you've gotten that before. I've gotten some foreign stuff. We've even taken foreign audio and reversed it and, you know, whatever, and put it through a portal, completely foreign language that I don't even know how to speak. And they were coming out in full sentences, you know, and my buddy made a video on it. And I find it absolutely amazing. But what do you think is truly going on there? Do you think, like, the theory that what I have is like they know from the connection of our spirit, of our consciousness energy, that, you know, we speak English and that's what we understand? Or what is your view on that, Jared?
I think, and because we've gotten a lot of German.
That's awesome.
Especially in our area. Like, German was big in our area back in the day. A lot of Polish. But for your theory, you know, I think what you are, you carry that over, basically.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get English speaking, it's because we're in America and we've got an English speaking society. However, when we do get little bits and pieces, then you have your foreign, you know. But that is a good theory. Communicating
in Canada. Yeah, in Canada, you might get a lot of French then as well, wouldn't you? We're being French Canadians and stuff.
Yeah. But see, you know what's funny? You know what's funny about that is that Steve-O's in Canada. You know, Brian's in Canada. They get straight English all the time. So I'm wondering, you know, and this, like, obviously I don't know, this is not 100%, but I was just always wondering because I was watching a video the other day of a girl who lives in the US, but you know, grew up speaking Spanish, and she does her spirit box sessions in Spanish, but with English apps, and they come out and speak Spanish back to her and won't even speak English to her. So I always wondered about that. So what do you think, Jared? What do you think's going on? You know, do you think they're just connecting with the individual, the operator?
Possibly, or the ones that realize that, hey, I can't communicate with this person, are being quiet. Yeah. But going back to what you were saying with that app, If anybody has ever checked out the Scottish Paranormal Spirit Box app, that's also on Google. That's the only other app that we use is the Scottish Paranormal. If you see us on the battlefield, sometimes I break out the Scottish Paranormal, but that is
a great app
with Scottish audiobooks. So it should have that Scottish accent. We bring it over here, and I don't get the Scottish accent. How?
Isn't that
How
wild?
did that happen? You take it to the house, you take it back to my house, and I have the accent on the app. I take it to a place that's active, and we're starting to get interaction. That Scottish accent is gone.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And that is a clear example of spirit manipulating the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
clear.
awesome.
I mean, that's why we do it, though. That's why we do it for stuff like that, you know. I love the stuff that makes you go, how'd that happen?
Yeah. Dude, tell me what, man. I mean, I know for me, I'm coming up next year, I believe this will be 9 years this year, 8 or 9 years this year. So in like a year or 2 years, it'll be a decade for me doing this research. For you being in it 25 years, tell me, do you still get that adrenaline rush like I do when you hear an amazing response?
Oh my goodness, hell yeah.
Right?
I'm still like a kid in a candy store, you know what I mean? Brent,
yeah, me too. That's exactly what I say. Oh my God.
We'll call it me and Brent, or I'll come up to Jackie like, honey, listen to this. Or Brent will call me up on a dude, you've got to go check this out. And I'm like, oh. Or when you hear it on Investigations, my favorite. That's when you hear a DVP, you know, a disembodied voice. That's my favorite one. If you're watching episode 3, part 1, I hear a child say yes, and I flip out. I'm like, did you hear that?
Dude, you acted like how I acted.
The thing is,
crazy happens. I jumped down, dude. I totally understood you in that moment.
But the whole accent thing as well. Sorry, Jared. But the whole accent thing as well. It's just sometimes AJ and me will go on a video call and we'll do a spirit box session over a video call. And remember the one time, AJ, when you said to me, who do you want to ask is there? And I asked if a very close family friend of ours who was from the south of England, but lived over with some of my family in Belfast, Northern Ireland. And we actually asked, because she had passed not long ago, if she was there, and she came back, and AJ, you'll confirm this, she came back and she said my name, she went, Robin, and it was in her English voice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was weird. It was definitely weird.
And that was at AJ's end in Connecticut.
Yeah, all the way over across seas. It was wild through a video call. Yeah, it was, and I didn't even know what answers we were looking for because I didn't ask him any, to find out any of the answers. And all of a sudden they start freaking out and I hear the same thing and they're like, that was their voice. That was their voice. And I'm like, we're using a PSP7. What? Like, But
very cool.
So cool, man. So cool. But to our viewers, I want to shout out again and plug in Jared's YouTube channel. Go to Jared Tracy, Pasadena Paranormal on YouTube. You'll be able to find their stuff. It's absolutely amazing. They put a lot of work in to their videos. They give you history in some of their videos. I mean, it's just amazing. Go check out their stuff. They are an amazing team who takes this seriously. And just meeting you, man, and getting to speak to you before this and now this. We're gonna bring Jared and his team in on International Group of Researchers, so that he can come and share all their stuff on that platform as well as share some stuff on Talking with the Source. Jared, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Robin, go ahead and ask another question. I just wanted to shout that out for every viewer.
No, absolutely.
I appreciate
100%. And hopefully you'll come on again sometime. And
definitely.
Yeah. Well, what I was wanting to ask, and this is another thing you've just reminded me of a little while ago, and I've been meaning to speak to AJ about this as well, was when you said about you were at the graveyard cleaning your father's headstone. Now, do you believe that how can I put it? Right, for instance, I'll give you an example. Right,
Mhm.
in Belfast, we have in the centre of the town we have what we call the city hall. Right,
Yeah.
and around that city hall, there's all these different memorials for like the war and this, that, and the other, made out of white marble. Right
Mhm.
now, there's one particular memorial made out of white marble, and it's for the Titanic, right? Because obviously it was built in Belfast and stuff like that. So obviously it sank and all the people were lives were lost and stuff. So they put a memorial up, right? Like a
Mhm.
statue. Now, what was trying to get at was all the memorials around the city hall, including that one, had all stayed, obviously you do get a bit of grubbiness here and there, but had all stayed white, right? When
Yeah.
when the Titanic was found, and obviously certain people who went down to it, the video and stuff, started bringing artifacts up, right?
Yeah.
It started growing green moss all over that statue, and if people went over and cleaned it all off, it grew again. And the rest of them, all the other statues, all remained normal. But I mean, I used to go into Belfast every Saturday because I live just outside it, and I've been around that hundreds of times, and I've seen personally with my own eyes the green moss on it. But that
Yeah.
only started whenever, because obviously they call it technically a grave site below the sea, don't they? But so they technically say people are disturbing it when they bring the artifacts up. But this is what I'm trying to get at. Do you believe that, you know, if people were to say go in somewhere and maybe like try and deface a headstone, that spirits can sort of show that, make stuff like, do you know where I'm coming from? Like it makes stuff, maybe some kind of a moss or weed or something grow up so that it's like, leave it alone.
That's a tough one right there. That's some deep thinking right there.
Yeah, right. I
Uh,
know.
I would have to say further research is needed there. But if you think about it, I mean, if they have the energy enough to manipulate a physical object, then why not? You know what I'm saying? If they have
Yeah.
the energy to move a door or to move a glass or to shut, a cabinet door and open it, why couldn't they do that as well? I mean, there's nothing normal about this field that we're in.
No.
No.
So
It's just weird. The
I
thing
would
about
have
it
to
is,
say
it's
that.
just weird. It's
Yeah,
just weird
it's
to,
definitely
to,
weird.
to, to walk around that city hall, and all these statues for memorials, they're all made of the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you walk around and see them, and then you get to the Titanic one, and it's got
Mm-hmm.
green moss on it. And like I say,
Hmm.
that only started growing when they started bringing artifacts up.
Very interesting. Well,
Yeah.
Robin, I'm gonna have to say that you're gonna have to do some more research on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Tell me
You're gonna
about
have to
it. That'd
go
be
there,
great.
do a few ITC sessions, and ask some questions. Try to get some, stack all
Amen to
that
that.
evidence up.
Hey, I tell you what, he almost made me nervous. That was the most hardest he's ever thought in his life. So I got nervous for a second there.
Yeah, I need to go for a lie down soon.
I got we gotta mess with each other. It's all he does to me, so I gotta get him back, Jared, But listen, I know that I know that you have a lot you gotta do today, but again, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you coming on. One of the things I wanted to ask though before we end up starting to wrap things up in a few, was what do you guys have in store for 2022, man? Can you give us any locations you're going to, any hints, anything coming up? Tell me. Oh, did he freeze on us? Hold on. Oh, I think we lost him. Hold on.
Right back, hopefully.
Yeah, no. Hello, you there? Oh, we lost him. Yep, we lost him. He'll be back in a second. Look at that.
Funny that, isn't it?
I asked such a great question. Our guest disappeared. I am
No,
the
it's
friggin'
funny
man.
how I was saying about spirit manipulating stuff growing because stuff gets happened. All of a sudden, he's timed out.
Yeah, see, I don't know, man. We're just full of the paranormal on this channel, I guess.
But yeah,
Well,
AJ, I'll get you that.
anyway.
I'll get you that rainbow banner for behind you.
Oh, okay, thanks. I appreciate it. Well, anyway, I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to get back on because he hasn't come back on yet. But with us, we'll let him in. But anyway, I just want to talk real quick, Robin. I mean, Jared's an amazing person, dude. I'm super happy we had him on. He
Absolutely, yeah. I've known him for a while now. Obviously, I haven't spoke to him uh, in person like that, but I've watched his. He does. If you go and check out on his Facebook, he does lives as well. And
yeah.
I've went on and I've spoke to him through message and stuff on that. Like I say, he also does go on sometimes to uh, another one of our great friends at Talking with the Source here, AAP Variety Channel. We'll give them a shout out. There he is, back again.
I
Absolutely.
think a
Sorry,
damn spirit manipulated my computer.
yeah,
He just froze.
Robin just said it.
I don't know, man. It just
Oh, okay.
all of a
Listen,
sudden
since
it just popped and the whole screen went blank, and I was like, "What the hell?" I had to turn it back on.
you stuck at we had you stuck at a laugh/smile. It was perfect. But anyway, so I didn't know if you heard my question, but the question that I wanted to ask you before we wrap it up was, what does Pasadena Paranormal have for 2022 coming up? Can you give us any hints, location investigation, or hints, anything, whatever, or if you could just leave us with some tips, whatever. Well, that looks like there's a good amount on there. I just really
He's got his whiteboard out. He's getting serious now.
yeah, he's getting serious.
We're taking May off.
Say it again.
We're gonna take the rest of April and May off to try to. We have episode 4, which is a 2-parter. Episode 5 coming out, which is a 2-parter. Episode 6, which is a 2-parter, and episode 7. We got all those to be coming out still.
Awesome.
So we're gonna take off April and May and try to catch up. Then June 11th we'll be at the B&O Railroad Museum in Ellicott City. Now this is an old railroad depot from the early 1800s. Awesome. And this investigation is going to be awesome because me and Jackie and the kids went there one day as a group, a day tour. And I was like, oh man, I got to investigate this place. So I reached out to them and we got it. So.
Listen, gave me one more question to ask before we end this. And the one question I want to ask, and this is for all people, whether you're, not beginner or you are beginner, it doesn't really matter. How do you get into these museum places? What is the best way of going about it? Because a lot of the times you're getting people breaking in places, and then, a lot of people won't allow people in anymore because people have vandalized stuff. So what is the best way that you could tell and someone beginning of how to go about getting legit investigations and getting into these locations like yourself?
The first thing that I would try to tell them is this: that never sell yourself short. Always play yourself up. Go in there with respect for the location, but also a itinerary on what you want done. It's also good to have your work speak for itself. And once you get in with one or two of these societies, you're pretty easy to go for the rest. I mean, these societies, they hang out, and don't be afraid to start a working relationship with the society. Like, offer help. Hey, do you need us to come help move something for Christmas, or be friends with them. Respect. And I mean, Benson Hammond had a big pine tree that fell over on one of the outhouses from the 1800s. It didn't damage it, but it was there. Somebody wanted them wanted to charge them $1,400 to cut it down. I got one of my buddies to do it for $600. it's the stuff you do. You got to work with them, you know. So once you get
Exactly.
that work relationship, you could say, "Hey, I don't have anything going on this Saturday. I know it's Tuesday, but can I come investigate?" And they're like, "Sure, come on in." You know?
I tell you, awesome advice, and I appreciate you sharing that with us because, especially up in Connecticut, we have a lot of people that bring places, and it just causes more places to be watched. And
Yeah, you'll never see Pasadena Paranormal doing an investigation that is not approved. You'll also never see Pasadena Paranormal posting a video that is not approved. We work differently than a lot of people. You know, we're respectful to every aspect of our relationship with our locations, and I want to control. I wanted to control the this region, this little plot of land, the paranormal, you know, highway. I want to be the one that I don't want people saying there's demons in my locations. So if somebody's going to come in there and say, "Oh, there's demons here," guess what? You ain't investigating it. You know?
Hey, I totally get what you're saying. We have
Hey, Spectral.
What's up,
Spectral, Debbie, Battleborn.
We were just actually.
No, I get what you mean. I really do. It's there's so much fakery in this field as well, and there's so much vandalism in this field, and you know, you could go on about what's wrong in the field and what's not right in the field and stuff like that. But you know, at the end of the day, we're all in it for the same thing. You know what I mean? We're all in it for the evidence, for the data, for everything, really.
No, if you're not in this field to make it a better place by the work that you do, then you're doing it wrong. That's what we should do. Everybody should be working together to better the field so we don't look like jerks when we go up to try to talk to these people about locations. That's why we got to call out the people that are faking, that are, you know, vandalizing, these people that are making us look bad.
Yeah. Amen. I know I say to that, bye-bye, there's the door.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and that's, you know, I'm very happy that you're inviting me into that that group, and maybe we can you know, put our blinders on to the fakers and stuff and get them shut down out of this field.
So are you two guys, are you actually far from each other then? Because I don't think Maryland's that far from Connecticut, is it?
About 6 hours.
Yeah, it's not too far. Not too far. It's next. Yeah, probably have to take a day drive, but other than that, I mean,
yeah, it's about 6
hours. Yeah.
There's a nice little caboose restaurant up there. I think it was close to Bridgeport that had one hell of a lobster bisque.
Oh my gosh!
You know what I'm talking about? Huh?
It was a Maritime. Was it the Maritime?
Yep. I love that place, dude. And the lobster roll.
Dude, and it's not that expensive. I
love. They got all those craft sodas and the pizza.
Right?
You can go there now, and I can't. That's not fair.
While they're talking food.
Come on. That's all right. I'll send you some in the mail. You know what I mean? So we're good. We're good. You know? But hey, Jared, before you go, I appreciate you once again for coming on. I'm gonna, you know,
Absolutely.
talk to you after this. What I'll do is I'll hit you up later tonight. We'll get going with everything. I'm gonna make you a page, you know, roll like we talked about earlier and do all that. Okay. We'll get that going. But I'll let you get back to what you got to do today for work. I want to thank you again for coming on. Before you go though, please plug whatever you'd like for your group. Tell all our viewers how they could check you guys out. And where they can find out all updates and news, please.
No, well, our update and news page is the Facebook page, Pasadena Paranormal. That's where we give dates and news and stuff. Also, our community tab on YouTube. We give updates for that as well. But I would really like to push. I'd like the folks to go see the investigation series. If you go to the channel, there's 4 videos that are the investigation. That is our documentary series. That is our edited full length investigations. So I'd like people to see those more and check those out and leave your thoughts on how we do and how we handle ourselves.
Absolutely. And can I just say as well, anybody watching as well, and yourself, Jared, is please check out that video that I was saying to you about from the Benson Hammond house.
Well done. I have it.
That shadow.
Right there.
Yeah, honestly, it's
Yep.
AJ. Even check it out yourself.
Yeah.
It's near the start of the video.
I will.
It's so clear. To me, I tell you what I thought straight away. I thought it was someone setting up behind the scenes. You know, like sometimes you have if you got someone with you that's working on another camera and they're you know, it's that clear.
Yeah, well, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me, but I got it written down. I'm going to look into it because I still got to do episode 4, part 1, and part 2.
And shoot me a message and let me know anyway. What would you?
What's that?
I said, shoot me a message and let me know when you see it. What do you think?
Will do.
All right, my friend. Well, Jared, thank you so much, brother, for coming on. We'll definitely you on again, and we'd love to have
you
the
for
whole
having
team
me.
on bike. So
anytime.
Yeah, anytime, man. Please. We'll definitely.
It's hard to get Brent out here because he's in South Carolina, but we can do it.
No, listen, we can have him do it from his house. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll ask
his
him.
location.
He gets nervous over it. Brent gets nervous on these things.
And as well, welcome to Igor.
Yeah, welcome to International Group of Researchers, man. We have a great Para-Unity community. So all our viewers, you're going to be able to check out also Pasadena Paranormal, Jared Tracy stuff and his group stuff on the Talking with the Source Facebook page as well. He's going to be able to promote and put all the stuff on there, as well as the International Group of Researchers YouTube and Facebook page. Within this week, he'll be on it, ready to go. But make sure you check out their paranormal social medias, like he said, their YouTubes. Check out the documentary stuff that he is talking about, those videos. They put so much work into it, and they did a hell of a job giving you history, giving you an investigation. Honestly, it's like watching a TV show, and it's absolutely amazing because this is real life and it's not TV, which is even better.
Where do you see episode 4? That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, MCAT.
Hey, what's going on, MCAT? But Jared, thank you again, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will be in contact for sure, my friend.
Yes, thank you, Jared.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys. All right.
Thanks.
Have a good day, my friend. Take care.
Have a good one.
Bye. Dude, that's like, oh man, I tell you what, I have to go back now and watch that video because I think I know what you were talking about. And I tell you what, Spectral Researchers even just said they are the best, and those documentary things, I believe, is what they're talking about, are, they are the best. I mean,
yeah,
Paranormal, they do it great with those documentary ones. So I totally vouch on that. I would definitely go there immediately. Check out on YouTube. You type in Jared Tracy Pasadena Paranormal. You'll find their stuff. And I tell you what, it is awesome. I mean, I was so intrigued. I couldn't stop watching the documentary stuff last night, to be honest. The way that they set it up as a person who graduated for film and audio and, video editing and stuff like that. Like, I really look at that type of stuff, and just seeing how well they did it was awesome. And it keeps you fascinated as a viewer, and knowing that it's just a real paranormal group that's not edited because of production companies or whatever, but it's really great. But
I was just glad to have him on because, like I said to you, he's a really lovely fella. Absolutely. And it's just nice to have him on. You know what I mean? From the very first time I messaged him, he was like, really, really chatty. He hadn't got a clue who I was. Come on, you know what I mean?
Well, nobody likes talking to you.
Well, that's it. But at the end of the day, someone's got to.
I know I have to be the one.
There's a
Gee.
hand signal coming in a minute.
I'm sorry, I gotta mess
Can,
with you.
can I just say as well, on a serious note, just to make an announcement as well, what we're actually planning for the viewers, what we're actually planning on doing, because we did explain how we went from being a 4-person podcast team down to a 3. Obviously, Steve O's not on, but what we are going to do is we're going to have from time to time what we call guest hosts coming in. So it could be someone that AJ knows. It could be other members of my team. It could be other people. But we're going to obviously us two and Steve, who isn't on at the minute, will be the 3 main hosts. But we will have guest hosts coming on as well, so that they can put whatever questions they want as well and stuff like that. So just thought I'd say that.
Absolutely. And for the viewers to understand why we would do such a thing, is because everyone's perspective, everyone's opinion, I believe in this field and just in life in general, I believe we can all learn from each other. No matter what faith. I don't care if because I believe in Christianity and grew up that way in my environment. I've gone and studied with Muslims before who study the Quran and Islam and just amazing other stuff. So I believe whether I believe in that faith or not deeply, it doesn't really matter to me because I believe that no matter who you are, where you come from, or what belief you have, we can all use that to further our research, no matter what sector you believe in, as in religious wise or not. And we're true believers in that, and we like to bring on people with different perspectives that can, maybe who knows, like we could have a discussion because as we all know nowadays, just there's no such thing as discussions anymore. It's my opinion, the only opinion, and that's how it is. And unfortunately, that's not how life works. So we like to work with everybody. We like everyone's opinion. That's why we want our viewers to get involved. Leave
We're a very
questions.
diverse podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Totally diverse podcast. So leave questions in the comments for our next guest or for us or whatever. We'd
If
be
there
more
is
than glad.
as well, AJ, sorry to interrupt you, but just as well, if there is any paranormal teams out there who are watching who want to come on here and show your evidence or photographs or want to just chat about your beliefs in the paranormal or whatever, just either hit AJ up or hit me up on Facebook or whatever and let us know, and we'll gladly get you on.
Yep. If anyone's looking to come on, you're a team or a researcher, you want to show evidence or clips like Robin just said, you can actually email us at talkingwiththesourcevodcast@gmail.com, or you could type in IGOR, which is Igor of the paranormal at gmail.com as well. So definitely reach out to us. We'd love to have on, as many real paranormal researchers as we can to get this evidence out there, to meet great people who want to work together and push this field to the next level. We have a great crew. Once again, check out all of our friends in the Parapost community. Head over to Parapost if you love podcasts like paranormal podcasts like this. Also, live investigations. It's Parapost Network Central on Facebook. Also available for iOS and Android, as well as parapost.net. So, we
And
just want
like I say, if you can hit either one of us up. It doesn't matter whether you're in the US, UK, Australia.
to.
It doesn't matter where you are. You can hit any one of us up. We're always here. We're always on Facebook. We're always on YouTube and stuff like that. You can hit us up. If you're in the New Haven area, you'll get AJ on a street corner. But apart from that,
I'm gonna kill this guy, I swear. I really am. See, look at now. See, look, you got me in trouble on a live stream telling you that was gonna hurt you. You're lucky you live across the pond.
yeah, but come on, I've
Hey,
seen you in a dress,
hey,
mate. It's not good.
hey, everybody from the US, I'm gonna let everyone know when Robin's gonna come to the US soon. And when he does, we're gonna leave his excuse my language, but we're gonna leave his ass at the airport and we're going to pick his family up and just totally leave him in the bathroom. But anyway, I just want to say thank you guys so much for checking out this episode of Talking with the Source. My name's AJ Capasso with Coventry Circle Paranormal. This is my best friend Robin from Halford Paranormal. We are Talking with the Source. We hope you guys have a great day and a good weekend.
See you soon.
Next week.